Ciao everyone, it's Marchettino, and today I'm about to face one of the worst enemies for a supercar. No, I'm not talking about the police, but Mother Nature, the rain. The GTR is known for being a car that has more electronics than a space shuttle. It's pretty cold today and it's raining, and I wonder, is the GTR a safe car to drive when it rains? Well, let's find out. So guys, as you may know, there are three main settings that you can change on the GTR, and we're gonna change them right now. The first one, let's switch to save. Second one to comfort. We're not gonna switch right now the third one because it's gonna change the traction control. So driving with this first setup, by switching to save, what really changes while driving is that the electronics is very invasive, and the throttle is very delicate and conservative. If you smash the foot on the throttle with this setting, you're not gonna put down all the power of the engine. I'm gonna show it to you right now. Comfort, well, this is my favorite grandpa mode because it makes the suspensions very comfy. So let's try an acceleration. Can you hear how does the GTR build up the revs very slowly? You can't even feel the traction control kicking in because right now I'm not unleashing the plus 500 horsepower that the engine is able to offer. Did you see that very slight power slide? There was also the traction control light blipping. As soon as the car started to lose a bit the traction, you can feel the electronics kicking in. That really prevents you from sliding the car. This is a very invasive setup, which is the one recommended for driving a car with conditions like this. But what I really like about the GTR is that even if it rains, it doesn't really mean that you cannot push the power of the car. For example, if we switch from save back to standard mode, we can see how does the car accelerates with less invasive electronics and more power to unleash. This is seriously impressive. You might have seen a slight power slide in first gear, but from the second gear the car kept accelerating without a slight hint of power slide. This is seriously impressive. This car has so much traction that really makes me feel that the GTR is one of the quickest cars in these conditions. Wow. Most supercar owners don't drive their cars when it rains because simply it's dangerous for them. They can't really unleash the power safely. It's just not worth it. But with the GTR, you can really do that. This car has so much electronics that really helps you to have fun, even when most cars cannot do that. A couple of weeks ago, I drove a Ferrari 599 under the rain, and it was one of the worst experiences of my life. You cannot do that with a car like that, absolutely. A slight power slide, but still, even in this mode, the electronics, it's less invasive, but yet it really gives you the security to drive and push the car, because as soon as the car loses traction, the electronics come in and you're safe. Above the second gear, this car is already able to unleash all its power, and this is impressive. If you try to do that with most supercars, you're just gonna spin out and have a really bad time. And this is one of the reasons why I love this car, because you can really drive it every day and have fun with it every day. You may imagine that whenever I drive the GTR, I mean a baby blue GTR, around the road, people get surprised to see it, and they get even more surprised to see it when it rains, because nobody expects to see supercars when the weather is not good. Some people think that I'm crazy for driving a GTR when it rains, but they simply don't know how good this car is when it rains. The temperatures have also gone down. I drove the car last week in the snow. I had really good fun, and I'm still driving the car with the Pirelli Sotto Zero winter tires provided by Europa Pneumatici. If you have a set of summer tires and winter tires, you can really drive the GTR 365 days per year, which is pretty amazing for a supercar. So the tarmac is still wet, so this is really the best setup for driving the GTR in these conditions. But what happens if you want to dare more and make the electronics less invasive? Well, let's switch to R mode, everything, including the last one, which regards the traction control. What happens is that now the car is a lot more reactive, the throttle is more responsive, the gearbox is quicker, the suspensions are more stiff, and the traction control is not completely off because it's in R mode, it's partially off. And let's find out how the car behaves in this setup. No power slide at all from the second gear. Allow me to say that this car in these conditions, this is a supercar killer. But what happens if you push the throttle a little bit more in the corners? Do you see? If you push too much the throttle, the traction control is still there. It's still ready to save you if the computer understands that the car is gonna power slide too much. But if you understand the limits of the electronics before it kicks in, you're really able to make some really good power slides. Did you see that? But that's the way a car should not be driven on a public road. I shot this video in an industrial area, in not a walking day, so nobody is around. In case you wonder, I'm not gonna turn off completely the traction control because the car is gonna be dangerous, and if you wanna see that, you gotta watch the related video at the end of myself driving Red Smurf in the snow. So guys, if you're looking for the answer as a question, is the GTR a safe car to drive when it rains? Well, absolutely yes. It's a car that provides a lot of security and fun when most supercars will stay covered in the garage. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. And as always, thanks for watching. Ciao. You have also to be careful with the throttle and not to smash it, otherwise you're gonna spin out.